Love that song Freedom by my niece. Mimi got vocals. Mitch Renee. Fushi Fushi. Fushi Fushi ladies all over the world. Fushi Fushi. I had to come and do my show today just to allow you guys to understand my frustration for a minute, how I'm feeling about this whole situation. I feel that, we've been protesting for way too long. That's how I feel. I feel we've been protesting for way too long. What else are we going to do? We got to do something beyond marching in the streets. We got to make some sense out of this. It's not making no sense to me right now. Because if I can remember, we just got through celebrating 400 years of slavery, where they supposedly had written a commission act, in American history, which that act has no significance to us today. We can't use it for anything. And I wonder why. Why would you write something, put it in place, and not use it? Have we forgotten about that day that we claimed slavery was over? Because to me, slavery has never been over with. Never. Slavery has never been over with. They've gotten smart about slavery, true enough. And they know that they can't beat us and chain us up no more and have us actually working on cotton fields. But guess what? They have been beating us and they have been chaining us up mentally and even spiritually, emotionally. They have been suppressing us in other ways, in other forms, in other fashions. That has been working on us from the inside out. That's why we got so many mental disabilities in our community. They've been working on us from the inside out. You don't see the bruises on the outside no more because they all in the inside. And I have a problem with that because after we get through talking about police brutality, we're going to have to deal with a whole number of other things outside of that that's systemically designed to destroy us as blacks. One of them, for a fact, is corporate America. Because corporate America plays a big part in racism in America. All of corporate America is racist. All of it. Every last bit of it is racist. And I don't know about you, but if you work for a big, huge corporation, you already know if you're a black employee, you are not receiving the same treatment as a white employee. You're not even receiving the same treatment as a Spanish employee. Yeah. Even the Spanish are treated better than us in the workplaces. Now, this is fact. And this is one thing that I have to focus on with us blacks. We may all be afflicted in so many ways, no matter what race we are. Okay, I get that. But none of the races have suffered like us black folk. And I'm not about to be here saying African American because I don't feel like I need to say that. I'm with my grandma on that. I might as well check other. Because I'm not going to be who you tell me I need to be. That's the problem now. You've been giving us orders and suppressing us and ruling our lives for so long. Now you want to tell us to change who we are and now we're African American. No, hell no. I'm black. And stop trying to silence us black people from saying the word black. I see it in the newscasting. I hear it on the radio. Oh, shoot, I hear it in politicians all the time. They look just like me. They black, but they scared to say the name black. They go around that name and they say African American, people of color. Who you feel like you gonna insult? Who gives a damn if they're insulted if you say black? Because we proud to be black. I can't say I'm proud to be an African American. What the hell is that? But I know what it's like to be black. I know what that's like to be black. I got something that I want to share with you guys before I get into this whole conversation about how I feel about this situation, which I know half of y'all don't give a damn, but I'm just trying to say, come with me for a minute. Let's talk about it. We got to talk about it. Because we're doing a whole lot of, well, we got to be about it, not talk about it. We got to talk about being about it. How about that? Because we're doing a lot of talking. We're doing way too much talking and not enough action. And I'm like Bishop this morning when he was preaching and he was talking and he was getting to the text of the message and he was talking about the Egyptians and the Israelites and he was talking about Moses and the Red Sea. I knew where he was going with that. And before he even said it, I said, yeah, where's our Moses? And that's where he was going with that message. Where are our Moseses? Do you realize what Moses did for us? We don't have no leaders like that no more. Everybody is for themselves. If I didn't know no better, I'd say we was living under oligarchy. 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 However you want to pronounce it. I'm sure the proper way of saying it is probably not like I'm pronouncing it, because you know we black folks use ebonics most of the time. Some of us know proper English, but you know what I mean when I say oligarchy. Oligarch, I don't know how to pronounce it, but you know what it is. OLIGARCHY. Is America under that? Certainly seems like it's structured under that type of system. The way I say, they call us minorities, but guess what, y'all? We are the majorities. And when they used to write those statements back in the day, blacks meant majority. Whites meant minority. Now they switching it. The minorities. I'm so darn confused. The Democrats, the Republicans, ain't none of them no good right now. We got some good, but we got more bad than good. And as far as I'm concerned, they're part of the elite group of conservatives that would like to have us all under their command, that would like to control us and continue to control our every move and operate with control. Instead of giving us our own free will, which that's what God gave us in the first place. They'd rather take that from us. Our only hope is the gospel. Our only hope is God. Because that's one word that you can repeat and you can say over and over again, and it'll have some type of power come behind it. It'll make mountains move. It'll do things for us. It'll work in our favor. The word of God will. That's the only word I could continue to hear over and over and over again and know that it works for me. Because what the hell y'all talking about right now? I done heard this so many times in my life. It's doing nothing for me. I've heard it before. Yeah, hell yeah, we've been to the mountaintop. We did all of that. We went from King to Malcolm to, we marched, we did a lot of marching and protesting and fighting and burning stuff down. You know what? I'm not mad at the people that's frustrated. I say, yes, we need to have peace. But I say that there's not going to be no peace unless there's war first. Because evidently, the marching and the protesting are not powerful enough. And God led armies in the Bible to win and defeat these type of enemies. And you think he won't lead us if we fight? We already won. If you understand what kind of peace are you looking for? Because some peace, you got to take it. You got to take what's yours to get it. We're not going to sit here and compromise anymore. We're done compromising. We're done negotiating. Now you got the same people who said don't take the knee taking the knee. I don't know whether to believe you or you just want to fall in and camouflage with the rest. Now, I know we got some great white people on our team, and I appreciate them. God bless them, because they really wholeheartedly feel for us black people. And some of them just monopolizing off of it, capitalizing off of it, making money off of it, and trying to be seen and trying to be known and want to be famous off of the fact that we going through this right now. And that is not a good look. Especially Channel 5 and all those newscasters who so excitingly want to take the story about why blacks is going through what they're going through in the streets every single day. That has become the number one topic in our household, with our kids, on our television, on the radio. Where are the damn solutions? And I'm not convinced that nobody else coming to say that they want to be in charge officially over in our districts anymore. I'm not convinced of that. Unless it's Denise Woods. Because she about the only one that expressed the same pain I express. The rest of them, I feel like they don't give a damn. Herb Wesson don't give a damn. Marquise don't give a damn. Mark Really Thomas sure don't give a damn. They all sitting in their nice homes and driving their nice cars while us black people out here study being suppressed. Oh, it sound good because you can get on there and you can talk a good one. But until you come down here to actually lift my black people up, I am not convinced. We are suppressed. And while we got all of this going on in the street, they study taking our land. Have you forgotten? The developers want you to be so busy going in circles so that you can forget that they coming to take this shit right here. That they done already took it. They done taken so much, now they on the way to take the doggone mall. Now we ain't gonna have no damn mall. We got to make sure we multitask. We got to deal with that situation with Floyd, sure enough. But we better be dealing with everything else, and we better have it on the same table while we marching. Especially about our jobs. Your job is not secure if you are black. I don't care if you're a doctor. You know what it's like to be black in corporate America. It is the plantation. That is the cotton that we pick for pennies. Because you got black people right now, we ain't had money like that since the 70s. They give you these wonderful jobs that back in the day, in the 70s, that kind of job, oh Lord, you be real good, comfortable financially. These days, they give you the same damn job driving gravel trucks, working at the railroad, making $15, $16 an hour. What the hell is that? That's slavery. And who we got on those jobs working hard every day can't barely come home to the damn family because they too busy working for a paycheck. Paycheck after paycheck. Ain't never gonna rise to the top. Don't have time to find nothing else and too damn tired to create anything else. Wake up, black people. This is all about us. And I just want to show you guys the symbol. They made this commission. They made the commission, and it was the National Park Services who made the commission. National Park Services are people who apparently was appointed by Congress and people of the government, and yada yada this, and its headquarters is out of DC, and it's attached to the government, but they kind of give people positions to create a organization that will keep our culture alive, that will create activities to bring, research and more to our black history, to the people knowing our black history, to create certain avenues for us and stuff like that. And that's what the National Park Services is all about. And I believe the majority of the people on the panel or the committee, or however you want to title it, they have some ministers, they have some prophets. You prophets and you ministers. It's two of y'all on that committee. There is no reason why y'all had not yet have seeking for a word from God and a solution. You have not yet went to God together for a solution, because it's two of y'all, and that's all you need. You can put 10,000 in flight, but where you at? I don't even know who you are. I read your names, but we don't know who you are. And if you have any significance inside of a committee like that, it is to do the will of God. And I take it that everybody is black on the committee. I don't know, but I take it that everybody's black on the committee. These are the people that they supposedly had appointed. But it says that, Porters, can we see the symbol that they gave us? Because this is fairly new. They created this for us in the year 2019. You see that? 1619 to 2019 marks 400 years. That's the symbol. The logo stands for, it's the 400 years of the first Africans who ever was enslaved in America, which was in the English colony in Virginia. Black people history, okay? Not African American history. Black people's history, okay? Let's just call it black people's history, because black people is a wide variety of us blacks everywhere. If you got Spanish in you and you're black, you're black. If you got white in you and you're black too, you're black. Let's just say black people's history. And let's not separate it and try to dissect it and put it in segments. No, let's just say black people history. Which is the reason why we have a mass number of everybody from every race and every color that is actually feeling this situation. But one thing that I don't want to happen is for you guys to not focus on, this is about my black people. Everybody want to use Black Lives Matter right now. And I got a bunch of gay friends and I love them all. I love you. I love you to smithereens, but I'm going to tell you right now, the homosexuality, gay, LBGT don't get off of this either. Let me tell you, you marching with us, that's good. But you know damn well you got some of them that can't stand they black LBGTs because they racist. They got racism inside of the happy gay family. Yes, they do. I've witnessed it myself. So now you want to convince me that you guys are doing all of this marching in Hollywood right now for my black ass. Yeah, right. You're doing it because you couldn't have gay pride. And this gives you a reason to mix it all in together. No, you don't get a chance to have an organization by yourself to capitalize or do anything else on what's going on in our lives today. Because you black gay men and you black gay women, you already understand that there's no comparison. You deal with it in your own community. Yes, racism is in the gay community. Strong. So don't tell me all y'all out there marching for our black rights. That's a bunch of bull crap. You tired of being in the house, and you know what? Don't tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. You tired of being in the house, you want to go back out there. This gives all the businesses enough chance to open up and make money and do what they need to do because they know everybody gonna come out because they just tired of being here. They want to be a part of the parade. They want to be a part of this because they just want to get out. Most of these people just want to get out. Half these people don't give a damn about the cause. It's not sincere. And I'm so sick of the distraction here. I'm about ready to really listen to some real solutions, some ideas that people have. LaWanna, she told me a few of them. And I'm going to get her on the call next week. And she going to sit down and we're going to talk about a whole lot of things that may shock y'all. Things that's happening right now to our black people. We gonna focus on our blacks right now. Because slowly but surely the attention is getting taken off of that. Trust me, it is. I see it every day on the news. This is about us. And we're going to keep it that way. Now, we got friends that sincerely want to fight with us that's white, black, and Hispanics. And they know what we've been through. For example, I had an Hispanic friend. And I bet you they never thought. She worked with me. I bet you they never thought that she was going to take my side and tell corporate that they was calling me all kind of black ass niggers and mayates and all kind of stuff in Spanish every day. Now, because I didn't know all of English, but I knew they was tripping with me, every time I complained, my black African boss didn't even want to, he didn't want to hear it. It fell on deaf ears because of the money. And some of you black people, and she was Hispanic. And it's not that she went against her own people. She's God's child. She went with another one of God's child. Me. I'm her own people. So let's not switch this and make it seem like we all got the same kind of equality as far as work is concerned. We do not. The Hispanics have a better advantage at corporate America than blacks do today. If you don't believe me, look on the streets and see all the people that's homeless. See what that number is. That is a lot of us. And very little of anybody else. So this is about us. Because I want my Spanish and Latinos to start understanding that we feel left out, even with them, in corporate America. We feel left out. We don't feel included at all. And we definitely don't feel like some of them love us. Only a few of them love us and not afraid to express it in front of their own people. Those are God's people. And I say the same thing about my people. But my people got so much to be angry about. Half of them stuck mentally in hatred. So half of that you see is like a mental instability. They're just stuck. They've been beat on and suppressed and talked about and done so bad they just stuck. Every white person look like the last white person. Every Spanish person look like the last Spanish person. And they just stuck. We got to get past that. We got to deal with these mental disabilities out here. We got to deal with that. I got Ruthie Victor coming. She going to talk about all the mental disabilities and stuff that we have out here. And she ain't no doctor, but she should be, because she going to really school y'all on some stuff because she qualified. Believe me when I say she's qualified way and above what a doctor can give you. She going to give it to us. And I can't wait to bring her in July because she's getting ready to come and we're going to talk about the mental disabilities. Hell, my people are like that because of all the stuff that we've been going through. All the stuff, I damn near lost my damn mind when I was working at the county. I wasn't too far from being cuckoo. They did me just like Christopher Donor. They wanted me to be Christopher Donor so much, they put my damn face on the wall in security next to Christopher Donor's. And said, if you see this one, make sure you call the police. How do I know that? Because I had friends that was in that security office that called me and told me about it. That's black just like me. That was offended by it. So much racism going on in the county system. I know they ain't pretending like they give a damn. That's the biggest plantation out here. I got a whole lot to say about that too, but we're going to save it for another show. Corporate America is racist. And I know it's a bunch of y'all probably been marched out your job just like me, ain't did a damn thing. But they got this certain strategy they use to humiliate you. March you out with the police. And I heard even some people been handcuffed. Ain't did nothing. But that's the way they want to make it look. They broke that boy down, Christopher Donor. They broke him down. They broke him down and they was all happy to go after him. It was like they was hunting for rabbit to eat. They was hungry after he did what he did. It was like they thirst for his blood. They couldn't wait. And that's the least of it all. You don't have to do anything that Christopher Donor did. You don't even have to lose your mind. You could just show up and be black at the wrong place at the wrong time. And guess what? They're going to hunt you just like a rabbit. They're going to thirst for your blood. Just like a vampire. They still killing people. We marching and we protesting. We saying a whole lot of stuff, but we ain't saying shit. Because they ain't getting the message, evidently. If people still gotta die while we protesting, how disrespectful is that? That's a slap in our face. And Lord, I know you said that I gotta love my enemies. And I do love my enemies, but Lord, you fought battles for us too. Against these demonic forces and people just like them in the Bible that wanted to conquer your people. And we are your people. We are your people, Lord. And I do believe that because we are your people, you will help us win this battle. Spiritually and physically. Because if that's the way we got to do it, so be it. Let the next war begin. Let it begin. Let it happen. We fought for every damn thing else. Fight for this generation now. We got some soldiers. As a matter of fact, if you don't got soldiers, I tell you, I give you a suggestion. Go get everybody's homies out of the penitentiary, and especially the ones with life, put them on the front line to fight for our asses. I bet we got a whole lot of strength. Put them in the army. Let them fight for something, because half of them that's in there, it ain't their fault anyway. The system designed it that way. They just got caught up. Either mentally, spiritually, or physically. They just got caught up. And because you black, the punishment is harder. Much harder. I'm frustrated, y'all. Because the commission that they wrote for us, in that commission act, it says that throughout the United States of America, it says it's supposed to recognize and highlight the resilience and culture contributions of Africans. And then they said, and African Americans. What? Why is it two different? Of Africans and African American? Now, you know that's a bunch of bull. Don't ever write that in the same sentence. That don't even make no sense. That don't even exist to me. You could just leave it at Africans. Better yet, just say black people. Since y'all so damn confused. Every time you writing in for history, or every time you writing in for legislation, every time you writing in anything, any policy, y'all want to play with these two words, African Americans. Just say black folks. Just say black people. And we all understand what that is. But ain't no such thing as contributions of Africans and African Americans over 400 years. No, we just all one, black people. Okay? It says it's supposed to acknowledge the impact that slavery and laws that enforce racial discrimination had on the states. It's supposed to acknowledge that. And it's supposed to encourage civic, patriotic, historical, educational, artistic, religious, and economic organizations to further the commemoration of this. We ain't heard from nobody. Don't nobody give a damn. And it ain't even been no big deal. I know my reggae partners went out there to Hermosa Beach somewhere, and they did a big old giant event and function. And I tell you, it was all right. But guess what? We should have been doing that all over the world if this is what it stands to be. If this has any type of significance. If there is any truth and any power to this at all, we should be putting this to use, because a lot of people don't know nothing about it. They don't know that we got that logo. They don't know that we got a commission act written. And it also says coordinate public scholarly research about the arrivals of the Africans. And they're saying since that Africans is supposed to acknowledge that the Africans, which is the black people, have contributions to the United States of America. And we have contributed to a whole lot of the wealth of this country. The commission, it says may. And I don't know why they say may. I question that. The commission may. So that means there may be a may not. Okay? I'm just tripping out for how it's written. That's why it don't have no significance. That's why they're able to ignore it. Because it wasn't really written the way it should have been written. Because when we rewrite these things, we better make it plain and we better make it simple. Plain and simple. Now, it said it may also provide grants to communities and nonprofit organizations to develop programs. Well, now we supposed to be doing this right now. Where's the grant to develop these coalitions and programs that we need to put in place that's powerful enough with these intelligent, black-minded people that we have to rewrite everything that you guys have already written, white America? Where are the programs? It said it's supposed to give us grants to research in these organizations, to publish, to distribute information about the arrival of us in the United States and what we contributed to the United States. Technical assistance to the states, localities, and nonprofit organizations. That's what it said. But what is that? Can I see that again? Is that a lie? Is it a lie? Because they're going into the next phase of slavery. We still in slavery. And I question if it's oligarchy. Because we have been controlled by a small group of people with money and wealth. With better skills per se. And what makes them so skillful? They got the paperwork. Because there's some dummies that come out of college that don't know a damn thing. So I don't know how they can determine who's so skillful and who's so not skillful. Because evidently our president didn't have to have none of that to be the president. So they can get rid of that clause right there. Just say that oligarchy is really, really ran by people who are, you know, an elite group of people who favor the rich and the famous. We already know that right there alone spells racism, because half of our banks and things that we deal with right now was built on the trade of slavery. They still got that, and they're benefiting from it, and we putting our money in there, and we still helping it to rise and get stronger, and we still filling up their pockets because we're the greatest consumers, as my Bishop Noel Jones put it. We still doing that. We still building the country that's tearing us down, that's destroying us. A democracy that wasn't built for us. We still putting money in their pockets instead of creating our own economy. And we got to get together and unite and be one body, black people. And everybody that want to help us, it's a blessing. That's not black. But I mean, we got to focus on being black right now. I got a lot of white friends. I got a lot of Spanish friends. And I thank God for a whole lot of them, because a lot of them stood up for me. And they know what I've been through. And they've seen the racism even in their own group of people against us as blacks, against me, myself. Let me speak for myself. They've had to talk to their own people. You shouldn't do them like that. You shouldn't say that, you know, we all in this together. We're no better than them. They've had to talk to their own people, my Latino friends and family, and let them know, no. They really are going through, that's way too much that you're doing. That's not right. That's unfair. What if you were that person? They do. They take up for us like that. It's a lot of them that do, that understand this pain that we feeling. And the same thing when they locked them up, we stood in the gap for them. I was one angry person, and I didn't have to have no Spanish in me to know that they was getting done wrong. What the hell is wrong with you? When somebody's being done wrong, they're being done wrong. It's either good or bad. It's not in between. So you got to understand that racism shouldn't play a part of humanity. Shouldn't play a part of humanity. I got some black people that was in office, in authority, and they was worse than a slave master. Matter of fact, they were trained to be my slave master, and they was black just like me. Trained to be my slave master. before we go to the Pointer Sisters, I wanna give my condolences to Anita and the family. Bonnie Pointer passed away, and those were Bonnie Pointer and June Pointer. Everybody who knows me know that they both lived with me for many years, and they share a part of me that I will forever be embedded with in my heart, and pretty much of what my makeup is in this industry come from the Pointer Sisters. I'm June Pointer's protege. Yeah, that's me. I am that person. And like she used to tell everybody, I'm also her secret weapon. I'm still her secret weapon. June instilled a lot in me. She showed me a lot. And matter of fact, she's the reason why they named me many, many decades ago Sassy, after the late Sarah Vaughan. She said that was Sarah Vaughan's nickname, and I reminded her of Sarah Vaughan, and then she said everything I say and everything I do is just sassy anyway. So she said when I walk, I can't even walk straight. She said your name just Sassy. I don't want nobody calling you nothing else. We gonna build that stage name as Sassy. So people know me as Sassy from here to Switzerland, Zurich, Rome, and Italy, Tuscany. So Tuscany, Alaska, all over the place. They know me as Sassy. And I had actually met the Kennedys through the Pointer Sisters, and that was one of the highlights of my life, meeting the Kennedys. They were so beautiful inside and out. And I remember making a joke saying, who are the Barbies and Kens over there? And they were laughing like, oh my God. They heard me, because her and her brother looked like Barbie and Ken. They didn't have a hair out of place. They were just, everything was just flawless, and they was glowing. They was illuminating. Beautiful people inside and out. And I thank God because, I've seen so much, and I've been so many places, and I've learned so many things, especially in and out this industry that we in, this gospel industry, this movie industry, this Hollywood industry. I've learned a lot from the Pointer Sisters, and I thank God for them. And it ain't over yet, because I'm gonna help them with that legacy. It shall live on, But I want to play this, and I remember Nita quoting to me one day when we were, they had given a big, huge concert. This was after June had died, and they had a concert at the Beverly Center in Beverly Hills, that is. And I tell you, those folks were so racist. They didn't care if they was dealing with $1 million black people. They were still being racist as hell, okay? And it was so frustrating. I can remember Nita getting dressed and just getting so upset. And she's like, damn. Always remember one thing, Tanji. Because Nita liked to call me Tanji. And everybody else called me Sassy. She said, you remember, you going to always be a nigga to these white folks. No matter how much money and no matter how rich you are. And I say that because we got a whole lot of slave masters in the NFL, NBA, and the industry of music and film. A lot of slave masters. A lot of pedophiles too. Pedophiles and slave masters. Wow, imagine that. That's what we've been living with. Pedophiles and slave masters. So I can imagine the people that was black that had to go through the pedophile and had to go through the racism. It's a terrible, terrible, terrible scar inside. We have been scarred inside. It is inside where we've been scarred. And this is why there's so many mental disabilities and mental health problems amongst our black people today, be it rich or poor. I don't even care, be it religious or not, be it Christian or atheist, it don't matter. We got some scars inside our black people from every walk of life. So I want to give tribute right now to June Pointer and give tribute to Anita Pointer and the whole Pointer Sisters family. And I want to say hello to my people in the Nickersons and my people in the avenues and everywhere who celebrated me, the life of Caldwell, my godfather, for 77 years. And all the people the soldiers who have lost their lives in this battle that we're fighting through this pandemic, through the darkness of our times, because we might as well live in the medieval times and start cutting people's heads and necks and hands or whatever off whenever they do and commit crimes. Maybe that'll stop the police from shooting and killing our people if everybody had to pay for a crime like that in the same sense. Maybe if we got a little bit more serious about the penalties, then maybe that can happen. And it might not happen to that extent, but maybe we ought to tamper with the money a little bit. And, that's just as well. If we tamper with the money a little bit, then they'll get the message. They'll get the message. We stop giving out money to the wrong people, start tampering with the money and creating ways. And if you really, really love us as black folks out there, I'm tired of you talking about it, NFL players. I'm tired of you talking about it, NBA players. I'm tired of you talking about it, entertainment people. I'm tired of you talking about it, preachers. I'm tired of you talking about it. Be about it. And all the people that are white and that are not black and every other race who really give a damn about us. You see what's going on in our communities? Get down here and pick us up. Help pick us up. Help us up. I need to see action. I'm not convinced with what the words that's coming out of your mouth, the signs that you holding, the hours of protest. I'm not convinced. I need to see a change in my community. While you out there protesting and doing all of that, we suffering the most over here in our districts, and especially this district here, in the Crenshaw district. And I'm sure it's a whole lot of other districts all across LA that are just, terrified at what's going on with their district. But the black communities are steadily being destroyed. While we are protesting on police brutality, we need to protest on a whole lot more than just that. We need to put things on the table as a whole. And we need to distinguish who's who. Because we got a lot of people that's acting like they're for us, black and white and Asian and Hispanic, that got their own freaking agendas. They got their own agendas. Preachers too. Own agendas. We need to see change. Everybody excited off of piggybacking off of what then happened to George Floyd. And we need to bring about change. And I tell you, we're taking too long. We're taking too long to get some results. It's taking too long already. It shouldn't take all this. It shouldn't take all this to make something happen, to put something together, to see change. We need to see that change right now. So we need to start talking about some solutions from here on out. I need to be seeing things where they actually putting some things in place from here on out. And we need to get all of the people behind us. I don't care what race you are. Just get behind us. By all means, if they coming for us and they trying to kill us, make sure you keep that line in front of us for our protection. But when I say get behind us, let us take this torch to another level. And let us do it strong and together. And let us focus on the fact that it is about all black people right now. So, Hollywood marching right now. We showed that already, right? Did we show them? They got big old giant. No, that was the march for the 400 years of slavery. Now, look at that. That little small group of people, that ain't even 100 people, I don't think. That's probably about 60 folks on that stairway down there at the U.S. Capitol. It should have been way more than that marching for that commission if that thing really, really, really stands for what it is. Now, what you're looking at is a big old sign that say matter. I tried to get the whole thing, but it's so big. All Black Lives Matter is what they got in the middle of the street, Hollywood Boulevard right now. And it's so colorful. It's got the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, the fuchsia, the pink, the rainbow. Because the gay community wants you to know that this is their show, which I have nothing against that. But it better be for the agenda that we are really, truly on. That's all I'm saying. Because it's a lot of racism inside the gay community. And I've experienced it with my gay friends. So I know about it. And it's heavy. So hopefully y'all not just out there wanting to dance around, prance around, and be seen and talk about gay pride and try to hide up under the Black Lives Matter thing, because you know what? You're wrong for that. If that's what you're doing, you're wrong. And how is it that it's okay for they letting all of these big, huge gatherings all of a sudden, and they say COVID-19 is still out there. What they trying to do is kill you. You got to be selective where you go. You got to be selective where you're invited. You got to be selective of the things that you do out here. When you go into places, you got to be careful. They're not going to tell you to wash your hands. They're not going to tell you to watch this. They're not going to tell you to get 6 feet. There ain't going to be no X's on the ground. In a lot of places, you're going to have to use your own common sense when it comes to this. COVID-19 is still out there, and I thank God that he has shielded us, the ones that he shielded. I thank God for his mighty manifestation, and I still believe in him being in control. I still believe and I still declare protection over our lives in the name of Jesus, and I still know that he's about to bring us out on top. And just like he brought us out so many other times, I know that there's a plan, and I know that he gonna pick somebody to help that situation happen. Like Bishop said, our Moses is out there somewhere. We just don't know who it is. So keep praying, because we need for it to be soon. And they say go out and vote. Yes, we need to vote. I think voting is very important. But before we vote, we're going to need to figure out what we voting for, who we voting for, and we're going to have to be on one accord. And we're going to have to show them why. So, I want to thank y'all for joining me on Testimony today. I got a whole lot to talk about next week as well. We're going to continue this platform, continue this thing. Shout out to Denise Woods. Shout out to Joe Collins running for Congress out there, Joe Collins III. Shout out to D-Smoke in Inglewood. Shout out to my homeboy Derek, over there at Off the Hook Fish Market on Slauson. Shout out to the family of Nipsey Hussle. We love y'all. And this is for you, Nita. It feels like June. So true. This song is true. This song is the truth about June.
I've been thinking about you. Can't help thinking about you. You're so much a part of who I am. Looking at me, I see you there. Sometimes it hurts, but still I stare. I just want so much to understand why the flowers grow, the rivers flow, the birds sing sweeter too. Just because they all feel privileged to feel the light from you. Feels like June, happy as the sky, without a reason why. She can make you laugh until you cry. Feels like June, everywhere I go, people wanna know why'd you have to leave so soon. Feels like June, October, November, December. Feels like June, feels like June. Yeah. Waking up early in the night, holding you in my arms feels right. Now I wish that I could keep you here. But there was some place you to be. And now I'm alone and you're so free. But we'll be together through eternity. You never had the fear of leaving here. You lived and loved it all. Now when I feel the summer touch my skin, it's your smile that I recall. Feels like June, happy as the sky, without a reason why. She can make you laugh until you cry. Feels like June, everywhere I go. People wanna know why'd you have to leave so soon. Feels like June. There is no one in this world who could ever take your place. You created your own special style and grace. When you knock, the doors would open. Oh, they love to see your face. Now I know you had to move on.
So check it out, the lovers in town on a mission. Homegirls in effect, so you better pay attention to the hype. You know the type of guy he is. He's another heartbreaker, nothing but a lady chaser. What's the problem? You can't deal with June or something? Take a message. Heard a lot about you from the get-go. Believe me when I tell you he's a no-show. You know what I'm saying?
Feels like June, a whisper in the breeze. You make me feel at ease. When I think about the way you lived and loved. Feels like June, one day I will be there. Girl, I wanna comb your hair. Why'd you have to leave so soon? Feels like June, October, November, December. Feels like June. Feels like June. Feeling like June in September. October, November, December. Feels like June. Feels like June. Feeling like June in September. October, November, December. Feels like June. Feels like June.
Wow, okay. Yes, so that was June and Bonnie. I tell you, that's when they both was living with me. When they were when June had the bandana on her head and Bonnie and they was on the couch rocking. I was there even at that time. Whew. But one thing June used to always say is believe me when I tell you he's a no-show. Believe me when I tell you he's a no-show. That was her favorite line. So, Bonnie always wanted to rap. And I tell you, she got us in some real trouble down there in Europe for rapping. They done paid her $10,000. She got up there and started rapping. They was like, oh, no. And Bonnie didn't care. She was going to rap. That's what she wanted to do. If that was the last thing she did, she was going to rap. And I tell you, she finally got that in, didn't she? You got that in, Bonsai. You got that in. You got that in. And so that song right there, I hope that song go places. And I know that Nita is going through some difficult times trying to push that song right now because, one of them married their slave master. And we'll talk about that later. But y'all push this song if y'all can. Push it. Push it as far as you can push it. Okay? Because it's important to the legacy that we once knew as the Pointer Sisters. All right. Ciao.